They will play tomorrow, but they're close enough that we can say in pretty strong confidence that they'll be in for the game one, and they look good. Like they weren't. We didn't put them in a non-contact. They went right to full contact, so their injuries are pretty solid.
Sense a little extra buzz with them being back out there.
Yeah, it's good. Just well, you just saw it on the last rush he scores, and they wanted to end practice. They were so happy. So, yeah, it's good to get the guys back. You look different. You put both those guys skate and get up and down the ice so well. They change the way your practice looks.
And anything on OEL?
Oh, minor day to day. Might play tomorrow. We'll see how he comes in.
Coach, there were going to be a lot of different factors as to how you were going to handle the final
Yeah.
game of the regular season. Do you have a pretty good idea, or is it still kind of determinant on maybe what happens between Boston?
Well, it will. It will. So there's probably 4 or 5 guys in your lineup that have big minutes on them. So I just go talk to them. And fortunate for me, I got a veteran team. The top end guys push their bodies hard, so they know what they want. And the early returns on players that I would consider giving an option don't want it. It's just about the length of, they don't want a week off between games. And you can just as easily get banged up on the way to the rink as you can in a hockey game. So there are not a lot of option holes there for me to take. Yeah, we'll determine at the end. If there's something to play for tomorrow, we're playing our full lineup. And if there's not, then we'll take a look at 1 or 2 guys that have a lot of minutes on them. A couple of guys have some minor injuries we might consider, and then I'll fill the roster that way.
And Sasha Barkov, anything?
I would put him in the OEL department. He just came in stiff this morning and couldn't loosen up, so we didn't put him on the ice. He's no injury from the last game. So that'll be, if he comes in tomorrow and he feels good, then depending on what happens tonight, we'll have a conversation and make a decision. Right? So that the game that they're prepping for tomorrow, they can put all the time into prepping for that game, and they start their playoff prep. So we did a piece of special teams here for the game tomorrow night, but we made it our entire focus for today, and we spent probably an extra 4 or 5 minutes on it in terms of video for that idea. Yeah, it helps both teams. Maybe it makes it a little easier, and you're not starting. I don't know, Saturday or Sunday, I'm assuming, is when the start time. So there's lots of prep time coming out. So the first round is usually, you're not too jammed up on your prep time in the first round.
And how much do you think, how much weight is anybody going to put on game 82 tomorrow as far as?
Way more than they should.
Yeah.
Way more than they should in any kind of predictive value. Right? The story is going to be Austin Matthews chases 70 goals. That's the only story, and it really should be. That's a huge story, and it's a great one. But no, no. I don't think, Colorado got beat 7-0. I think they're going into game 1 leaving that game there, right? I don't think the last game matters that much.
And real quick, you brought up Austin Matthews. You guys had done such a good job limiting him in the last. I mean, he got you the last time out, but
Face-off rollover, yeah.
Yeah. Just how hard is it to
70. Well, if he gets 70, and in truth, I hope he does. Not against us, but that's such a unique thing, right? To have that happen in the NHL, in the kind of modern area with the goalies and the stay, all that other stuff. It's a great story. And you only play 82 games, and you score 70 goals. Oh man, that's a hot year, right? So we'll do our best. I don't think. We really don't tailor our game to too many individual players. We really don't. Each team has players that have certain tendencies that we're aware of. But man, he gets that shot off from all over his body. It's not one shot that you've got to eliminate. He's got world-class hands. So we're going to have to do all of the cliches that you've ever heard in hockey are true. Time and space, right?
He gets that goal tomorrow, though. The puck going to the Hall of Fame's got a Panther logo on it.
Be more than happy to have another Lightning puck in there.
Okay.
Be fine. Lightning's got lots of pucks. They can keep that trend if they want it. No, and that's the fun part. This would be it's a great story, great challenge. We're gonna try not to let anybody on their team score. That's the goal. But our guys would be aware of it, and being that potentially the game doesn't have any other juice in it for us, that'll be a good thing to get everybody fired up.
What kind of veteran addition Dmitry Kulikov became for the team?
Well, first, I like Dimitri's game right now as much as ever. I had him in Winnipeg, And he was just coming off a really significant back injury that he played with in Buffalo. And then he got, we had a pretty good run there, got to the conference final with him. He was a big part of that. And then he just got healthier and stronger. I think he's playing his best hockey now. One of the specifics that he's improved, like our penalty kill was our Achilles heel last year. It was our weak link analytically and in terms of what we gave up. And he's taken us from a bottom. He's a piece of a group that's gone from the bottom 10 to the top 10 in 1 year, and he's been a big part of that. His penalty killing's been good. He's heavy on the walls. He's been a really good pairing with Ekman Larsson in terms of style of play. Lars's such a good puck mover. And Dimitri, I've always been you have an affinity for the veteran guys when they get back into the playoffs because it means so much more to these guys as they age. And I think he'll be great.
Regarding Bobrovsky, he had huge playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Do you think that it influenced on his performance this year?
Well, I think so. The first would be the style of game in front of him. We worked really hard last year to get to a place, but it got solidified in the playoffs for us, our style of play, and we were pretty darn consistent with it this year. So it put both goalies in a position that if they were on, they had a chance to be very, very good in our goal. He's been incredibly consistent. Sergei's a very caring man. He puts a tremendous amount of care into his profession, his family, the organization, the fans, truly. I think it bothered him greatly. He understood the weight of his contract when he came in and that his play wasn't as good as he thought it could be, and I think that hurt him because he's truly a caring individual. And his success and then our success last year in the playoffs lifted a burden from him that I think he carried. And now he can just play. You see him in the morning skates far more relaxed, having fun, and then in the games, so efficient, very quiet, and then incredibly explosive. That to me is a very focused man. He doesn't have he's not carrying any other burdens when he comes into the net. He's delivered for our team.